Welcome back, my Duelist friends. Casual Duelist here. It is Thursday. Thursday means it's time for another deck. It also means it's the 1st of December, right? I think today was the 1st of December. Anyway, we're going to be doing a deck that obviously moves forward with the 1st of December ban list. As you guys saw in the title card, I got the 3-dimensional fissures as well as the 3 macro cosmos because I'm going to update the Gren Maju to Eiza build that I just gave you guys back in, I think it was October. So again, most of this is a redo. And I'm going to leave the extra deck entirely up to you guys this time. I'm not going to show you any cards. Instead, I want you guys to use your own imagination, what links and everything that you guys would play. Because honestly, most of the time when I was playing this deck, I didn't end up using it except as fodder. So that said, let's get into the deck. Obviously, you guys know that my whole goal is to start banishing things. So one of the first things I needed to do was I needed to prioritize one hand trap monster card that doesn't matter if it actually makes it to the graveyard, because the effect is just, it needs to be discarded to negate the effect. So we're going to prioritize 3 copies of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. Again, when a card or effect is activated, it includes any one of the following effects. As a quick effect, discard this card to negate the following. You're negating either adding a card from deck to hand, you are negating the special summon from a deck, or the sending of a card from the deck to the discard pile. So it is a deck interaction. We want to stop it. We don't want our opponent to tutor. We don't want them to draw. We don't want to do a whole lot of anything, okay? If you guys need another hand trap, I was told I was silly for not including this last time. So we're going to include the 3 copies of Dimension Shifter. And again, this is something that possibly we could use more than once-ish, but not really. Because by the time we would go to use it, we may already have cards in the graveyard. When you have no cards in your graveyard, as a quick effect, you can send this from the hand to the graveyard. Until the end of the next turn, any card sent to the graveyard is banished instead. It's a very good card. It's not usually my playstyle, but like, hey, you know, it's Gren Maju to Eiza. We want to get those banished cards. We want to rack that up very quickly. Again, if you guys don't want to play it, that's fine. There's other cards that you guys can play. Again, like, I think the first time around, this is where I was like, you know, I played like 3 effect veilers or something. You guys could totally do that. Another card that you guys could increase to 3 would be the Eater of Millions. And again, this is like one of my all-star cards. This is another reason why like I can just chew up my extra deck. First off, cannot be normal summoner set. Has to be special summoned from the hand. And to do that, you need to banish 5 or more cards from any combination of, or, you know, just entirely one, from the hand, field, or extra deck. And when we say extra deck, it needs to be the extra deck that's face down. So again, if you're running a pendulum build like my desk bots, obviously, you know, 5, 6, 7, and 8 are not going to count, but everything in the extra deck outside of them will. So that's always good. What this card's going to do is gain 100 attack defense for every card that has been banished face down. This does include our opponent's cards. This card cannot be tributed nor used as material for Fusion, Synchro, or Xyz. However, links are fine. Once per turn at the start of the damage step, if this card battles an opponent's monster, we can banish that opponent's monster face down instead. And of course, what that's going to do is that is going to just go ahead and allow us to stack his strength. Again, it's only to be 100 points of bonus, but hey, every 100 for him is like 400 for Gren Maju. And the real point that we're playing this deck is to play the Gren Maju to Eiza. Another great card, and again, it's got some reprints again. I don't remember the original pack. It was Mega Pack 20. And I want to say it was the Cyber Strike structure deck for commons. You guys need to be playing the Gizmek Orochi Serpentron Sky Slasher. Absolute mammoth of a monster card here. Weird stats, 2450 by 2450. If this is in the hand or the graveyard, as a quick effect, we may banish 8 cards from the top of our deck. Again, those will be banished face down. So 8 times 4 is 32. That's what Gren Maju will get from this. Or again, 8 face down is 800 additional for the Eater. Special summon this card. Then you can choose to banish 3 cards from the extra deck face down, then target one face-up monster on the field to destroy. So again, I don't tend to use my extra deck so much as I use it as a resource for, Gizmek and Eater. Because again, I mean, they're just strong effects. So why not? And then again, you can only use one of these effects per turn and only once that turn. So it's not using one, using each of them once per turn. You get one or you get the other. So you can summon or you can mill 3 or banish 3 in order to pop. So again, use them with a little bit of care. Really awesome. I did end up getting these. I'm pretty sure that I showed you guys during the course of later on that same week. My Glyphs had come in on order. So Glyph, the Phantom Bird again. When I play the Castle of Stromberg, I like a 3/2. I like to have 5 copies running between the two of them. And I like to favor Glyph because he has a normal summoning effect as well. It feels a little less hand cloggy. Bricky, maybe is the word I'm looking for. What we could do with this is we could discard this card to add 1 Castle of Stromberg from the deck to the hand. Then if this card is normal or special summoned, we may choose to target 1 card in the opponent's spell trap zone, destroy that card, and we can only use this effect once per turn, but that's fine. That's fine. He's a walking MST. And again, because these guys are basically chewing up the extra deck, it's not really like I'm going to have too much opportunity to play into things like Nightmare Phoenix is the card I'm thinking of. And then, of course, we're going to talk about Gren Maju Eiza himself. Again, beautiful monster card. I love these types of like old school anime, or well, not animation, but the art style that the early game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Had. And again, he's no exception. He's just like some sort of scorpion demon from some nether region, alternate dimension thing. If this was Pokemon, he'd be an Ultra Beast, right? So what we do with him, the attack and defense of this card will become the number of cards, my cards, that have been removed from let me try that one more time. Yeah, a little tongue tie. I'm getting too excited. The attack and defense of this card become the number of my own banished cards times 400. So again, the more cards I have banished, regardless of whether or not they were banished face up or down, does not matter. 400 points per card. Amazing. Last monster card we're going to run, single copy of Hextrude. Still only running the singles. Guys, you want to bump this one up to doubles, that's fine. Again, maybe you aren't a big fan of the dimension shifters. Maybe you want to, I don't know, add another Eater, add another Hextrude, and then maybe throw in like one more hand trap monster. Maybe draw the Lockbird, maybe it's an effect veiler. I don't know, guys. You guys make a decision. I'm sure it'll be great. Do that. And then this is going to be good because when Golden Castle of Stromberg is in the field zone, we can normal summon this card without tributes. And then once per turn, as long as, again, the field zone is Golden Castle, we may target a card on the field except this card to destroy that card. If we do, this card can make up to 2 attacks on monsters during every battle phase this turn. And when this card destroys a monster by battle, we can target 1 face-up monster card that we control and have it gain a permanent 400. So again, Hextrude swinging twice can start buffing itself. You can give this power to Gren Maju if you choose. Gizmek Orochi could become like just an instant boss card. Eater of Millions could become stronger. Insert the cards that you guys like. Now that is it for the monsters. I would recommend, either the screenshot or possibly a pause plus notes. And I'll be right back with the spell traps, and boy, do we have enough. So, un momento, por favor. All right, and moving directly into the spells. First spell, again, because I'm asking you guys to construct your own extra decks. I did want to place a single copy of the Change of Heart spell. Now, it seems weird. It seems a little off. Why would we play the Change of Heart? Well, number one, if we've already got cards on the field, we can go ahead, we can tribute into the Dimension Shifter since he is a 6-star monster card. Or you guys can make way for something a little more powerful, like, I don't know, Gren Maju Eiza for a direct attack. So again, I mean, Change of Heart, still going to be really good. Again, I would probably just play like a bunch of generic, just the most generic links that you guys could get. It'd probably be like 3 Phoenix, 3 Cerberus, 3 Unicorn, a couple IP, Boral Sword, Appaloosa, Black Luster, Soldier of Chaos. Just insert whatever like the best generics are that you have, and don't worry too much about like, Barricade, Board Blocker. Good card, but like you don't really need to preserve the Castle of Stromberg. But you might want to preserve the next card. We finally get to play 3 copies of Dimension Fissure. So while this is up, any monster card being sent to the graveyard gets banished instead. So again, monsters can't actually go to the discard pile because of this. It just is what it is. And again, it just makes it an absolute nightmare because now you're telling your opponent that they're going to lose a lot of options. There's going to be a lot of plays that they're going to be just missing on. And it's just wonderful for us. Next up, 2 Castles of Stromberg as promised. And this thing's got a whole block of text, so let's speed this through. Once per turn during the standby phase, you must banish 10 cards from the top of your deck, non-optional. These cards are banished face down. Or if you are unable to, then this card is destroyed. During the main phase, you can special summon 1 monster from the deck that specifically lists Stromberg in text. Since this is a special summon, we can get our Hextrude or we can get Glyph out this way. You cannot normal summon or set the turn that you activate this effect, even after this card does leave the field. So again, if we were to destroy this card, still you don't get that extra summon back. Just is what it is. You can only use this effect once per turn, and when an opponent's monster declares an attack, destroy the attacking monster, and if you do, inflict damage to the opponent equal to half the attack the monster had on the field. So again, kind of a deterrent. So maybe yes, play the barricade board blockers. We do want to try to get the direct attack. So we do want a Feather Duster. Again, I don't like back row surprises. Double Pot of Desires. Again, I didn't want to run Extravagance because I wanted to leave something for Eater of Millions and Gizmic Orochi's spot destruction effects to be able to banish. So I'm using a Pot of Desires to banish top 10 from my deck face down to allow me to draw 2 cards. This also means that I'm not like locked into not drawing for the rest of the turn too. And it doesn't have to be the first thing I do during the turn. So again, a little better than Extravagance, I think, at least in this build. But again, just super, super card. Again, going for the direct attacks. I think 3 Raigeki is pretty standard. Just go ahead and blow up all the opponent's monsters. And again, with the Dimensional Fissure, we're talking about banishing them. So that's still going to be good. We do have the Twin Twisties. Discard a card, target up to 2 spell traps on the field, destroy them. Again, this will help us. Just like the Feather Duster, we want to go ahead and rid ourselves of the opponent back row. Just a thing. Do whatever you guys like. Again, maybe you guys aren't into the Twin Twisters. Don't run them then. Make an executive decision. Change that part of this deck list. Because again, it's just a suggestion. This is just how I enjoy this deck. And this is what's been working. 3 copies, Infinite Impermanence. Because again, I'm not exactly sure how the whole will it, won't it work, effect Veiler, discard, not making it to the graveyard. So I'd rather go with the actual trap variant. And again, is it pretty much the same thing? And again, if we do set it and then activate it later, we can also stun a spell trap within the same column. So that's always pretty awesome as well. 3 copies of the Macro Cosmos, because again, we get Mac Daddy banishment here. So now we've got 6 like ultra banishes. Now what this one's going to do, again, we can take that first effect. When this card resolves, special summon a Helios to Primordial Sun from hand or deck. I wish I had copies of that still. I totally would have thrown him in just to be a goofball. But I don't. I will probably get them in the next Speed Duel set, at which point maybe I'll play it. But while this card is face up on the field, any card sent to the graveyard is banished instead. Now this is going to count all my spells, my traps, my opponent's spells, their traps. And again, this is going to allow us to just eliminate a ton of options from the game. Makes it very hard for the opponent to play. And again, it's just good stuff, right? And then the last 3 cards bring this up to a 40-card main deck. 3 copies Solemn Strike, because again, I do like being able to stop special summons, because again, if our opponent can't like recur things from the discard pile, because we have 6 big no's on the field, I would like to stop monster effects that might try to help break our board. And again, as long as we've got the Cosmos up, these Solemn Strikes, the Infinite Impermanence, even the Twin Twisters, all of this is eventually going to feed into Gren Maju's attack bonus. So again, like the Pot of Desires, banish 10. That's going to be a fourth of your deck. That's 25% of what you've got. That's immediately going to make Gren Maju worth 4K, but with Macrocosmos at 3. I can consistently start with it and actually go to 44 now, just on the single desires. And that's before I do anything else. So I do hope that you guys enjoyed this. Again, guys, build the extra deck that you guys want to play, or the one that fits your local meta. Because again, that's what it's about. If you guys did enjoy this, maybe consider supporting the channel. It's as easy as a like and a comment. A lot of you guys are already doing this. And I got to be honest, it makes us all smile here. Everybody that's working on this project. When my friend George comes over, whenever Celestial Duelist is helping me go over the comments and we start responding to comments, it's all super, super like happiness inducing. So you guys are really helping me follow my bliss by doing this. And that's really the best part. That's the best part about doing all of this. Additionally, maybe we've earned it. Maybe this deck earned it. Maybe you'll give us that subscribe button click. Maybe you guys will hit the notification bells. Maybe you've already subscribed. You haven't hit that. Maybe this is what changes your mind to check out and see when our content gets revealed. Maybe a little more often. But guys, do me one favor. Even if you don't do any of those, go out today. Do something for yourself. Schedule yourself a little bit of time for some self-care. Whatever that means, favorite drink. Maybe you're going to make your favorite snack tonight. Personally, and this is a little telling, I love to dust out my wok. Dust out, dust off, whatever. I pull it out of the oven and I make fresh popcorn. That's like my guilty go-to. I love it. And there's so many things that you could do to influence the flavor of popcorn. It's just a fun snack. And you know what? It's winter. I love watching movies this time of year. So you know what? It's perfect. So that's what I'm going to go do. I'm going to go make some popcorn. I'm going to follow my bliss today. You guys do yours. You guys have a great day. Hopefully I get to see you guys again tomorrow. Tomorrow we are going to have that Witchcrafter redo. We are going to be using the Witchcrafter Vice Madame. And hopefully you guys are going to enjoy the heck out of that deck, all right? I'm going to try to make it a little more competitive. Get you somewhere in locals. Maybe you'll get to the top tables. And if you do, let me know in the comments. Guys, have a wonderful day. I'm out. See you guys later, my friends.